Ay, 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 I just wanna have fun. Come and pick me up, meet me at the spot. Up all night till the sunrise. Pop back cool, get ready for the ride. Gonna feel good. Gonna feel good. Gonna feel. Holy moly, guacamole in my pockets. What a blessing. Got it on me, I got options, real stepper. Check the shoes, get it poppin'. Eating good, feeling good. Where my hopping done at? Put it on a plate with some lemonade. That's the way we did it in the old days. Back then, mama said, get up, walk on play. But you better not come home like this. Street life, we was young racing. Street life, carefree was the best time. Fast forward, daydreaming about the next time. When it's gonna happen again, cause I just wanna have fun. Come and pick me up, meet me at the spot. Up all night till the sunrise. Pop back cool, get ready for the ride. Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good?
Good morning, everybody. Drop a voicemail, 804-592-6160. We got a lot to talk about today here on Francis Fridays.
Working for too long, gotta kick back. Turn my cell phone off, wait till I get back. Ooh, yeah, I did that. Living my life with no regrets. So I title, link up, pull up on me. Where we at? We just chillin'. Where we at the spot. What time? Anytime. Link up, pull up on me. Where we at? We just coolin'. Where we at? The chill spot. What time? Party time. I just wanna have fun. Come and pick me up, meet me at the spot. Up all night till the sunrise. Pop back cool, get ready for the ride. Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good? Don't it feel?
Good morning, everybody. How are you doing? Smaggy that likey, hitty that subby. I mean, I'm going to play that simply because of the chat loves us so much. Forget about the Yankees. We got to talk about our great chat, Francis, because NYYU has officially hit 30,000 subbies, baby.
That's
yes,
right, baby.
in DDO. We got the 3 O's, okay? We're at 30,000, okay? Look, guys, it's cute. It's nice. But now we're on our way to 40, okay? There's no time to sit there and celebrate for hours and days in on out. We got to battle the win, damn it. We're going to march tonight, okay? We don't take rest over here. We're ready to go. Smacky to like. Hitty, your sister sub. You know, I was thinking of doing the show with
this voice the entire time because the Yankees have no nuts. They have no nuts whatsoever. So I was really considering that this is the way I should do shows going forward.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. If you did that, it'd be hella hard for me to keep my composure. Harder than it already is. I mean, coming into this after last night's, game, if you want to call it that. But I'm glad you started where you started. I'm glad you started where you started because I do. I want to also say thank you to this community, to the fans,
Yes,
to the chat, to all the subscribers. 30K is big. I don't know if you guys fully grasp what that means for us to be at 30K before the All-Star break. And to be honest with you, thinking about, how rough the last month has been and how a lot of people don't even really want to watch this team right now and, don't really want to watch content about the team right now. And yet, you guys continue to, grow this thing at a rate quicker than anybody else out there right now, man. So yeah, I'm humbled. I feel blessed. When I saw that message this morning, I just wanted to say thank you to this community.
No doubt about it. And the funny thing is, Francis, we said it. We're like, I hope I could do it live. Like, watch it happen like at 3 a.m. And
Literally,
that's
I think
basically
it was,
exactly what it did.
we were talking after game season on game season number 400,
Yeah.
and we were like, he's like, if it happens like in the middle of the night, should I go live? I was like, watch, it's gonna happen like at 3 a.m. He's like, yeah, it's gonna be like 3 a.m. I'm gonna see it, and that's exactly what happened.
Bro, literally, I'm actually in the bed laying down, and I didn't check anything because I'm like, all right, with 20 something away, probably tomorrow at some point, and I'm like, let me just go ahead at like 2 something. I was like, oh shit, I pulled it up. It was 29,997. I was like, with
right
3
there.
away, I'm like, damn. So it's probably gonna, by the time I'm up, it'll be there. I literally laid down. I watched a couple of videos. I'm laying down. Jira's knocked out already. And I'm like, let me look again. And boom, 30. I was like, damn, there it is. I was like, all right, I'm not damn, but you know, it's always fun to do that live, but it doesn't matter when you get it. We got other milestones that we're gonna reach. Alex says, Alvin, because of
This.
Yeah.
Do I be?
It's like I hear that voice and
Yo.
I automatically think of Bobby Vinton, lonely. As soon as you start doing it,
Oh, you gave me an idea for when the Yankees suck ass now. That's what I'm gonna sing during game season.
that's what we're here for,
That's
brother.
what we're here for. That's exactly what it is right there. But chat, what's going on? Everybody hit that like button, subscribe. My brother Ra says, congrats. Let's get another 30,000. Let's do it, my guy. We got to. That's what we all about over here. That's what we all about over here, building it up. But let's take a look at where the Yankees currently stand
Ay, Dios mío.
in the standings. Yeah, it's not the cutest side on planet Earth, I can tell you that much.
Oh man.
Right now, the Yankees are 2 games back of the AL East. Look, we got a new sub here already. We're on our way to 60K, okay? A new 2 games back behind the Baltimore Orioles, leading the charge right now. And then the Boston Red Sox are only 5.5 games back from first place, 3.5 back from the New York Yankees. So earlier in the year, Francis, when we were doing Nights at the Round Table, the preseason Nights at the Round Table, I think everybody were like, well, we all know it's the Boston, it's Yankees and Orioles division. It's Yankees, Orioles division, that's it. Can you imagine if somehow the Boston Red Sox of all clubs push their way legitimately to the top of the division? That would be wild. Wild.
I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know what they're gonna. I don't know what their front office is looking into or thinking about doing at the deadline. But I mean, I think between us, I would say 1 or 2 moves, and I don't know how they couldn't be in the conversation. They beat us both times we played them. It doesn't seem like the Yankees are interested in taking a series from them. They play Baltimore tough. Baltimore is going to be a tough team for anybody, but I mean, why not? Why not? If you're at the All-Star break and you're only 5 games out, you're right in it. That's 5 games that's a week of baseball. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's 1 hot week versus 1 slow week. And credit to Boston. I know a lot of you guys don't want to hear that, but credit to Boston, credit to their leadership for literally like steering that ship in the right direction with a crew that's kind of full of a band of misfits when you think about it. Like there's not really outside of your Devers and maybe Yoshida in a sense. There's not too many like huge names that you're like, well, this guy's supposed to do that. That guy's supposed to do that. I mean, no, but they're finding a way to win games, man. They're finding a way to win games. And if you're the Yankees, I don't know how you don't hear those footsteps from Fenway. They're right behind us, man.
No, they have to. And what you just said right there is a great point, is that they're piecing it together. And it goes back again to what Johnny Lasagna said not that long ago, is this team losing games and struggling at a point is fine, but losing as many games as the Yankees are is a problem. And they can't seem to piece together runs. They can't seem to, when there's a bit of a struggle here, manufacture a run, figure out a way to get it done. Just put the ball in play, move runners over, hit and runs. The Yankees, I think when Soto stole that base the other night, that was the first stolen base in like a month.
Literally. It was the first one since June 15th or something like that.
That's crazy to really think about, and that's the way they're going about ball. Here's, by the way, the funniest thing about it is, I always say it's good to use the Yankees' own words against them. The New York Yankees sat there in the offseason and they were talking about what did Hal Steinbrenner say? We got to bunt more. We got to play a little more small ball because, you're not always going to be home run and that's it. And the team, again, it just seems like they talk out one side of their mouth and then they just do something completely different. And when he said bunting is the big change, we all laughed at the time, right? We're like, oh, okay, come on. That's the best you got, Hal. Like, come on, nobody told you this. This is something that you just came up with in the blue. But there's been many times this year where we're sitting there going, hey, a bunt might have made a little bit of sense to move that guy over, hit and run, any of those things. And last night, Francis, we saw some more of the Yankees. And this is something I've been saying for a while. The Yankees get in their own way all the time. It pisses me off. Originally, I'm gonna correct myself on something that I said during the game. When the Yankees, and this is not the only problem of yesterday's game, so just disclaimer, this is not the only issue. There was a lot more. When they pinch hit Austin Wells, a very hot hitter for a very cold hitter, my assumption there was, well, Trevino's numbers must be much better against lefties. That's why. It's not. Francis, it's not. So it's even worse than I thought. It had nothing to do with splits.
Nope.
Originally, I go, well, I said you got to go with hot and your gut with your young player over the bullshit splits.
Nope.
Nothing to do with splits.
No, it was all about throwing their guy a bone. They like Trevi, and they just wanted to get him in there and show him that even on, an off day or whatever, like, nah, we're still going to get you in that bat because you're Jose Trevino and we love you. Even if the game is on the line, none of that matters.
When the young
even
kid
if Wells hit a home
and
run,
singled,
doesn't matter.
I just can't comprehend the stupidity. And then when they ask Aaron Boone about it, his response is, "Well, I liked ball 5 right there." I mean, how what? So here's my other thing about that. It's right up Aaron Boone's alley.
He walked him. He did walk him twice in that one at bat. He did, but the pitch in between the ball 5 and ball 6 was a very hittable pitch that Trevino didn't swing at.
Well, I'll go one even further. I feel like the strikeout pitch was a hittable pitch. It wasn't that low in the zone. It wasn't completely a miss. It was too close to take.
At least, no. Yeah, I was gonna say you're 100% right about that. Could he have done something with the pitch? No. Fouled it off. Stayed in the battle. Yes, 1000%.
I mean, again, this is the Yankees. In my opinion, you could say all you want, but we know umpires do this. We know what the zone was a bit wild all night. You can't take a pitch that close in a big moment. Nope. You got to at least foul that pitch off, fight it off. Wait until there's going to be something far outside and do that. So you could say, Trevi had a good at-bat. Isn't that cute? But my problem, again, is when is this team going to fully commit to their youth? When is this team going to recognize we're only going to progress going forward with these younger players? Because, look, it doesn't take a genius to know. They re-signed Soto. You got to build a youth around him. You can't sit there and go, we got this expensive, older backup that can platoon with. You can't do that shit no more. So when are we going to learn and figure out, you know what? The best thing we can do in this moment is stick with the younger guy who, by the way, everything you can look at showed that Wells should have been the guy and should continue to be the guy all the time. Forget splits, forget all that. Because thanks to Kev, so Kev showed me this. He retweeted my tweet, and he was like, it gets even worse. It's not even about the split. Trevino is hitting less against lefties. Wells is hitting better against lefties on the year. But then you break it down even by who's hot. Trevino's hitting under 200 over his last 30 games. Wells over his last 15 is hitting like 265. Yeah. With a 500 slugging. Yeah. I mean, it just baffles me how stupid this team is. They keep getting in their own way.
They don't believe in hot and cold. And, it's, at least, I mean, there's one thing I could say, like when it comes to like that analytical, BS that they constantly feed us, that's the only thing that shows consistency on this team is the analytical BS.
Great point.
The only part of this team that's consistent is that you can 100% guarantee that you are going to get some analytical bullshit garbage excuse every time they do a move like that. It's guaranteed or your money back. Because when you look at that, the numbers, nothing defends it. But of course, they're gonna say we don't believe in hot or cold. And we went with Trevino there. We like the way we thought he matched up with the guy on the mound or whatever.
So
Yeah,
fucking
of
stupid.
course you did. And
It's
look
so
what
stupid.
look at what you got for it. And you can sit in the post game and talk about ball 5 and ball 6 all you want, but at the end of the day, that's a figment of your imagination. The win went in Tampa Bay's W column, and we got another loss, another series loss. That we have not won a series in a month. We haven't won back-to-back games in a month, and our manager is sitting there talking about ball 5 and 6. I'm sorry, like I was mad about the call too. I was mad about those calls too. I was pissed.
Of course,
I tweeted
I reacted to it in the moment. I reacted to it in the
no, I
moment
saw
of
because you
calling
put
that
the
game.
tweet out. You put the clip went out. Of you doing game season and calling that at bat. We all reacted, but I'm sorry, bro. I mean, I'm not hanging the whole game on that.
No, not at all.
I can't hang the whole game on that one at bat.
Not at all, man. It's just continuously bad play by the Yankees and then just continuing to get in their own way. And it's a different story if Stanton's available and Stanton comes up right there. Then you sit there and go, that I get. But again,
and then Trevino comes in to play catcher in the next half inning.
Exactly. You're putting up a worst hitter. And on top of that, too, you could go even deeper into this. J.D. Davis. What the hell's he here for? I mean, you can keep going deeper and deeper into this conversation here. Because apparently, I mean, based off the analytics numbers, and if you look at that stuff, he apparently hits lefties better and has a proven track record of hitting lefties better. But you don't go to him. You go to Trevino there because, again, there really is nothing behind that besides your gut just saying, I want to give Trevino a bat because, again, I don't fully trust Austin Wells. Because that's to me what it is.
Because because Trevino's their guy. That's all it is, bro. At the end of the day, this is what it is. This is what happens. You have your players manager who's supposed to be this player whisperer or whatever. He's friends. He's friends with the guys. He's friends with the guys in the clubhouse, and that's what it is. That's how I saw it. You guys can clip it. You can kill me. I don't care. Anybody, whoever disagrees at this point, have fun. Like, do your thing. It's right. It's so obvious. It's so in our faces.
It's right in front of us, some would say.
Is just friends with these guys, and that's what happened yesterday. He gave his buddy an at bat. Hey, buddy, you want to hit? Go ahead. Hey, knock yourself out.
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
Yeah,
that's how I saw it. I
agree with you. There's no evidence.
That's not a winning move.
There's no evidence behind it. There's no evidence behind it, and we all know who the better player is.
And that's the perfect way to put it. There's no evidence behind that to support it being a move to win the ball game. There is nothing on paper that you can show us that says we went to this because this was the winning move. Everything says that was a losing move.
Yep. Everything's against it. Mike De La Guardia, my guy, says all rise and shine. Ready for the Father Francis Fridays. Let's go. I think we had another super chat here, guys. I don't want to miss them. Let me make sure we got a couple of them. Go back up. Here we go. We got my guy, Gates of Above. What does that do to the confidence and mental of a young guy that goes 2 for 3 with a homer and gets taken out for Trevi? He wasn't happy. You could see it in his face. He was upset. And rightfully so. He should be upset. He knows who the better player is. He's not stupid. Trevino knows who the better player is. I'll put it to you guys like that. Everybody on that team knows who the better player of the two is. That's the shit that bothers me, is we all know, they all know, and they continue to go, oh, let me step over my foot. Oh, I tripped.
Yep.
That's the Yankees. They get in their own way time and time again. And that's the shit that bothers me. I don't want to sit here and, beat up the Yankees daily. It's not what I want to do. I liked it earlier in the year when we were excited about what we're watching because they're doing the right things. Yeah. But they just always get in their own way. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Nah, I'm with you, bro. This last, I've literally been back 1 week since my trip.
Poor guy,
and this
man.
1 week
Poor guy
has taken just years off of me, bro. Like I'm looking at these games, I'm watching the game season, I'm listening to the post games, and I'm stewing, man. I'm like angry. I am disgusted. Like I heard Judge speak yesterday. I couldn't listen to Judge. I didn't want to hear him.
He sounds like Boone. I hate saying it. He sounds like Aaron Boone. He really does.
I didn't want to hear him. And it's like, it's crazy, Pete, because the player that Aaron Judge is, he's amazing. He is an amazing baseball player. He might be the best baseball player that I'm looking at him and the stuff that he's done as a Yankee, and I'm beginning to tell myself, hey, Francis, look, like, enjoy this, because this might be the greatest Yankee that you ever lay eyes on in your lifetime.
Facts.
Like, I'm
That's
not
a very
saying
fair point.
there won't be another one but it'll probably be after I'm dead and gone for a long time. Like, this
Yeah.
Aaron Judge might be the best Yankee that I get to watch with my own two eyes and see his career from start to finish. Like, and I get all that, but when I hear him speak and he just, we just got to keep showing up and whatever. What do you mean? Like,
it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's on a repeat. It's a rinse cycle with him. It really is.
And there's the people out there that would say, oh, well, what do you want him to say? What do you want him to say? I don't know. Show some emotion.
Yeah.
Show something that you give a damn, because you just dropped another series to another division opponent.
Yep.
Like, we were 13-17, 14-17. We're 14-18.
Yeah.
14-18 against the American League East.
Yeah. Yep.
2 games out of first place. Boston is 3.5 behind us. And we just got to keep showing up and whatever. Keep showing up. Judge, you haven't had an extra base hit in over a week. Soto's playing through an injury. Wells can't get playing time. He couldn't buy playing time. Volpe looks lost again.
Oh, my God.
Lost.
We could talk about that one all day.
Like,
it's a mess, man. It's a mess.
We just got to keep showing up. Showing up. You're not showing up. You haven't
well,
showed
he's
up
been,
in a month.
and the craziest thing is he's been saying that now for a very long time. It's a rinse. So that's his go-to thing is that, tomorrow. Well, tomorrow. Well, tomorrow. Tomorrow. Well, tomorrow. Well, tomorrow we got to be here. We got tomorrow. We got tomorrow.
He'll be saying tomorrow all through October and November, I guess, right?
Well, that's the urgency level. That's the urgency that we talk about with this team. And it's this urgency that even Jack Curry called out and goes, this team just doesn't seem to have an urgency about what's going on in their surroundings. It's just like, everything's all right. Don't worry about it, guys. And I'm sorry, but you can't be like that forever. You just can't be that way. Gates of Above says, also Wells earned that at-bat with his performance in the game. It really sucks.
He did.
100%. Gates of Above, you are literally spot on, man. And we got a couple of more here. Leo Lambert says, love listening to you guys. The best out there. Let's go Yankees. Leo, you the man, brother. My brother, Rod Thompson with the Real TV right there. We appreciate you guys. Guys, go sub. Hit that. That's Rod's new channel he's creating. Get that little subby going. He goes, happy 30K to my brothers, Pete and Francis. Keep up the great work. Real TV YouTube launching this month. Let's get it, baby.
Nice.
Let's get it, baby. Smacky to like. Hitty. Your sister sub. We're going to go ahead and get into voicemails. We're going to keep the conversation going, really based around your guys' voicemails. And let me tell you guys now, I'm going to get to as many as I possibly can, but there's a lot of them today, and understandably so, why there would be a lot of them. But let's get right into it. Here we go. Voicemail time.
Hey, Pete. This is your boy Nick from South Florida, diehard fan of the channel. Couple of things I want to talk about here is starting pitching. I mean, just has not held up its own over the last month or so. You know, I mean, nobody in this pitching staff is giving any of us any confidence. The bullpen, like you said, was a positive, so that's a step in the right direction. Austin Wells is hot. Let him face the fucking lefty. Stop with this lefty-righty matchup. Just keep the hot player in there. You know, pinch hitting Trevino was a bad mistake. I got to tell you, that swing from Soto, man, that shit made me. I had chills just watching it, because I could have sworn that looked like an oblique issue right there or last string. So hopefully Soto's okay. Cashman can't resolve all these issues in the trade deadline. He just can't. He's just going to have to pick and choose what he can do, but this team just got too many issues right now. And, you know, one thing that he can do is call up some of these damn prospects we've been hearing about for the last year or two. Guys like Spencer Jones, Will Warren, Chase Hampton. Call these fucking guys up, see if they could spark this team. I mean, there's a lot of malaise in this Yankee team. You know, let's see what they can do. In my honest opinion, the best thing we can do is go 500 until we could get Dominguez and Stanton back and just hope for the best. But, you know, this Baltimore series coming up, man, we just got to take it one day at a time and try to just win series, man. Forget talking about fucking sweeps. We're way past that bullshit. Let's just try to win series, man. And P.S. Keep Ben Rice in the fucking lineup every day. Have a good day, Pete.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, spot on voicemail. You know, I agree.
Spot on.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. And this is why I really, really enjoy doing what we do. And I'm happy that we do the voicemails the way we do here at NYYU and give the fans a voice, because I say it all the time, man. The Yankee fans know their shit. Yankee fans are reactionary, and sometimes people take that reactionary with, oh, you don't know, because we react in the moment to certain things that bother us and upset us. But Yankee fans know their shit, and they know what this team needs because we watch this team daily, day in and day out. So we have a real close connection with the New York Yankees. And it pisses the majority of this fan base off that this team is this fucking stupid. And excuse my language on going into the afternoon here, but this team is just so stupid. I don't know how else to put it out there, because it's upsetting to me that the majority of the fan base, going back for years, knew a lot of the moves and what the Yankees were trying to sell us on was obviously wrong. Aaron Boone went out there and said, you'd be crazy if you think Josh Donaldson doesn't have a bounce back year. And the minute he said it, every fan out there was like, bro, I guess I'm crazy. Sign me up for being crazy because I think I'll be right here.
Yep.
And they were
Throw
right.
me in the loony bin.
Bro, IKF, right about. The moves this team makes with calling the young guys up, never playing them. We're all sitting there going, why is it every single year there's players in the minor leagues that are not getting a chance, but you guys keep giving old guys that are over the hill chances? This is the only team in baseball doing this still. I don't know what it is. I really don't.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
I gotta tell you, he used a great word. He used malaise, and honestly, that's what's so upsetting to me as a Yankees fan, is this malaise that has fallen over the entire team. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know that there's some guys that still have their fire to them, and you can see it. I'm expecting Luis Gil, this weekend to be as motivated as he's ever been for a start, because his worst start of the season came against Baltimore, and things really unraveled for him, after that. So I think, you're going to see a guy on a mission, to beat this team and to figure out and solve that lineup. And so, his fire will be there. Soto's fire is unquestionable. He got the first stolen base for the team in over a month. And, it begs the question if the team was the ones who even sent them.
Probably not. I highly doubt they sent them. I think that's all on Soto.
Judge is Judge. He doesn't need to have a fire about him because he's just that good at baseball. But the way he spoke yesterday, that's what that was, right? It just spoke to the malaise that's over the team right now. And it's crazy because you said something before we listened to the voicemail that this team, they can't be like that. And it's like, it's true. At the end of the day, like, you're not the Dodgers who, they won in 2020. You guys can call it Mickey Mouse all you want, but they won in 2020, and they have a team that has more or less represented what they're supposed to this season. Yes, they just got swept by the Phillies, but the Phillies are a phenomenal freaking team.
Yeah.
You're not the Phillies who,
Correct.
just went last year to Game 7 of the NLCS, and now we're, killing this season and playing really well. You're not the Astros who were going to the World Series like freaking every other year and like, banging on the door of being a dynasty. You're not any of those teams. To be sitting here saying, yeah, it's all right, we'll figure it out. We always figure it out. No,
you don't. That's
Your
the thing. You don't figure it out.
Your track record has been that you don't figure it out.
Exactly.
But they sit there and they act like, no, guys, why is everybody getting bent out of shape? We always figure it out.
Right.
No,
exactly
you don't.
Right.
You always lose. You always do this, and then you just fall off the face of the earth. This is why we get like this. But hey, man, let's see. Maybe this is the year they figure it out. The only thing I disagreed with was the points about the fixing a lot of the things, because I feel like, yes, right now a lot of things are going wrong, but I don't feel like it's like a laundry list of things that you have to get via trade deadline.
No, it's not.
I think a lot of the changes that have to happen are with guys that are currently here right now.
Yeah.
That need to play better.
And we'll talk about some of that because I got a feeling about a couple of things that I'll bring up here momentarily. Mr. Mystery with the super chat goes, I have no faith Cashman making moves. This is the guy who said, what am I going to do with Harper? Play him at first base? He didn't sign Harper because he was wasting $70 million on Hicks. Cashman gotta go. I think everybody kind of is in the same boat that a new GM is a good idea. I think we felt that way for a while. Even after the good offseason, I still think we all kind of feel that way, that time has been coming due with Cashman as it is. So we'll see what happens. But let's keep on the voicemails, and then we'll talk a little trade stuff too and what the Yankees got to do going forward potentially.
Hey, this is Joey from the Bronxy, and this is unbelievable. This is now starting to get ridiculous.
It's a way to put it.
You're pinch hitting fucking Trevino for wealth. You're taking out the one guy who's white hot right now, and you put in that fucking bench piece. Why? Because of this lefty-righty thing? Boone can't be this fucking stupid. I don't buy it anymore. Because the lefty-righty thing, that could be a deciding factor when you're trying to decide between two hitters that are virtually indistinguishable right now. Then you can be like, okay, let's go with this. It's just one little extra edge. But when you have a guy that's on a hot streak, and you pull him out and you put in this guy that's batting, I don't know what he's fucking batting. What is it, 200? That's ridiculous. This can't be fucking Boone. I'm telling you, I don't fucking believe that anymore. I think they have some fucking AI bot in the analytics department, and that thing is just fucking automatically throwing out these decisions, and they're just following it. Because this is crap. This is stupid. This is straight up fucking stupid.
Yep.
I don't even know what to say anymore.
Can't. There's not much.
Anyway. Okay, let's get it together. We got another series to lose. Got a whole season to throw in the dumpster fire. So let's not lose focus just yet. All right. Take it easy. Bye.
No doubt. No doubt. But what are you going to do, man? What are you going to do? It's more of the same. And I don't know. This is kind of just where we are right now, man. It's really sad.
Yeah.
It's really sad. Give me 1 sec. Let me put another voicemail on, guys. I just got to send a message real quick.
Pete, Uncle Dom here.
Yo.
I went too far last night. The VM never got through. I'm going to try to be quicker. Listen, something's got to give, like the song says, right, by Sinatra. And you know how that goes. Fight, 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 fight with all of our might. Chances are some heavenly star-spangled night. We'll find out as sure as we live. Something's gotta give, something's gotta give, something's gotta give. And yeah, Pete, something's gotta give. Like our manager. Oh boy. Wow. Trevi, really? After the guy hit a homer and a base hit, stands out. Then he says about the homer that Nasty Nestor gave up. That was a good pitch. Our eyes don't lie, Pete. I'm falling apart here. All of us see it, especially at NYYU, because it's real talk for the real fan. Wake the fuck up! Because something's got to give. Something's got to give. Something's got to give.
Hey, man. Look. So yesterday, I'll talk about that really fast. I know some people are sitting there going, yeah, Pete, but you could have, you can have good stuff and just have bad location that day and all that.
That happens sometimes. Yeah.
That definitely happens.
Mm-hmm.
Nestor Cortez's start yesterday, I wouldn't say Nestor Cortez had his best stuff. I wouldn't say he had his worst stuff. He definitely had no command of what he was throwing it.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my problem. To simply just go out there after a game and go, I mean, he had great stuff today. It's just a couple of pitches there that really hurt him. No, that wasn't the case. It wasn't just a couple of pitches there that hurt Nestor Cortez. Nestor Cortez in yesterday's game went 4 1/3 innings and gave up 7 hits, 2 walks, 9 base runners, basically.
5 runs?
In 4 1/3 innings, 5 earned runs. You mean to tell me he had his good stuff yesterday? That's the way to put that? That's the way you summarize that game? I mean, he had really good stuff. A couple of mistakes. That was a little bit more than a couple of mistakes there. Yeah. It's a bit more of a couple of mistakes.
Look at the lineup. Just look. Let's call a spade here, right? Because if he would have had this same outing against Baltimore, say like the game, say like we were pushed one day and he was pitching today, and this was his line against Baltimore. I'm not saying, I would be like, oh, this is okay. No. I'm just saying it's more understandable when I look at Baltimore's lineup, the balance that they have in their lineup, the averages, the on-base percentages up and down that lineup, what those guys are doing. He had this performance against a lineup that features several guys with like horrible averages, horrible on-base percentages, horrible K rates. And this is what he looked like against them.
Correct.
Which goes to show he likely did not have good stuff yesterday. I'm not saying, like Pete just said, I'm not saying he had his worst stuff, because I don't think it was his worst stuff, but it was not the good stuff yesterday. And I think Nestor Cortez will tell you that himself. So I don't know why we have to lie.
That's my biggest, that's right there. What you just said is again, that's one of my biggest problems with Aaron Boone for years, since the very beginning, is that we can see it. I guarantee you if the player sees it, but he'll make excuses to the media for the player. And it's like, I don't think the player wants you to do that. I know I wouldn't if I was a player. If a media person came to me and goes, hey, Boone said you had your best stuff today, I said, no, I didn't. I definitely didn't have my best stuff. That's not me. That's not me with my best stuff at all. 4 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 2 walks, 5 earned runs. That's not me and my best stuff.
His best stuff. Didn't Nestor have, if I'm not mistaken,
8 Ks or something like that recently.
He had a really good start against Baltimore one time this year.
Yeah.
He had way better stuff. Way better stuff that day. He's had some great starts this year. I
think it's one of his most recent outings. He had like 8 strikeouts in 5 or 6 innings. I mean, he looked pretty good.
That's my issue. I'm right there with you. It's the constant. Let's do the manager's report, and let's just start calling it the piss report, because you're pissing on the fans and telling them that's not pee, it's rain. It's like
exactly.
We're not
exactly.
We saw the same game that you saw. Like I mean, maybe some of the players do want that, Pete. Maybe we're the ones that's crazy, but
maybe.
I wouldn't want it.
You're right.
I wouldn't want it. I would think that you're setting me up for failure by saying that that was my good stuff.
That's right.
Because if that's what good looks like for me, then maybe I shouldn't be here anymore.
Or if I'm a player and I'm like, I mean, that's okay. That's kind of accepted. So if I have that type of outing, I guess that's good. So if I go 4 innings, I'm kind of happy because my manager's happy with me. So I'll go out there and then drop that one on there. Let's keep the voicemails going. Appreciate you guys with all the voicemails today, man. We could do this show all day this morning with how many voicemails we got. Let's go.
Hey, Pete, it's Mike Dita calling. Listen,
first
of all, I want to congratulate you on your 400th stream of
Thank you, man.
Of game season.
Yes, sir.
Incredible, fantastic work, my friend. All of your content, everything NYYU related. You're the man. As for the team, there's so much to address. There's too much to address in the single voicemail, so I have 3 points. Number 1, I feel like the starting pitching, I feel like the beginning of the season we got lucky, man. Like they were dealing, but they've been getting smacked around for far too long. And there was a bunch of what ifs and I don't know, this rotation could be good, it could be scarily bad. And maybe this is what our pitching is. Like, did we just get lucky? I don't know, man. Let me know. Number 2, I need to see Yorvit Vivas up here. He's tearing the cover off the wall. I need to see him at second base, or I need to see him to try it at third base. I know he's played little, he's played more at second, but kid is creaming the ball. And DJ and Glaber are fossils, okay? Not doing us anything. And Augustine Ramirez. Put Judge back, put Grisham on the bench, get him to DH. They're both on the 40-man. I don't understand why they're not there. Jazz Chism, I don't think he's the answer. And like a lot of people are saying, he's going to come up here, and if he struggles or if he gets injured, he's going to get torn apart. And my third point, we've got to fucking get rid of Boone. It's unacceptable. Pinch hit Trevi over Wells? What the fuck are you doing?
Oh, well, I thought maybe, Trevi splits, the better gets left. He's coming clutch for us before.
Shut the fuck up! I don't give a shit. You play your best players always, period. Fuck, man. I didn't think it would last this long. I really hope we still turn it around. All-Star break is coming. We need it. Peace out, guys. Have a great rest of your morning. Bye-bye.
Michael Vita, you the man, brother. You the man, brother. We appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
We could piece up this voice, man. I'm happy you actually talk about some of the trade stuff because I do want to bring some of that stuff up. First thing about the starting rotation. Yeah, I think they were all pitching, really phenomenal to start the year. Maybe a little bit over their heads. They were pitching really, really good. Look, it starts with the ace, Garrett Cole, rounding into form, him kind of leading that charge. Mm-hmm. Carlos Rodon got to figure it out. I mean, yes. Carlos Rodon's a guy that got to figure it out. Everybody kind of knows where I am right now with him. If he figures it out, fine. I want him to. I think every Yankee fan is rooting for him to figure it out. But if Carlos Rodon keeps this up, Francis, I'll be honest with you, and I'm saying it right now, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I really think he's a legitimate trade candidate in the offseason. I think you'd have to move on from him. If Carlos Rodon pitches the rest of the year and he pitches well or whatever it is, you keep that trend going. But there's some things that I'm seeing from Rodon where I'm just going, even myself of being a supporter of his to see him do well, I'm like, I think this mental thing is a bit much for you, brother. I think the pinstripes are heavy, and I think it might be a little heavy for you. And that's a hard thing for me to say because I've always wanted him here because he showed balls. He showed anger. He showed, hey, when I'm on that mound, I'm the fucking dog. And we needed that. But the mental aspect of, seeing the early runs and then his shoulders are shrugged and he's punching the bench. And Aaron Judge is sitting there and he says nothing to him. And I'm just like, what are we doing here with this club? But, and for people who's going, there's no way they could trade him. Oh, 100%. They can trade Carlos Rodon. I'll put any dollar on that you want. They could definitely trade him. There's no doubt in my mind on that.
The Red Sox traded Chris Sale.
That's what I'm saying. The Red Sox traded Chris Sale. There's no doubt you could possibly do that. And again, I'm not advocating for that right now. I'm just saying I hope he could put it together. But the rotation, we'll see what they are. I don't think there's many improvements out there that the Yankees are going to make on the rotation. When it comes to trades, and he talked about, call Augustin Ramirez, Absorbent Vivas, these guys. Vivas is doing some really nice things. So you look at his numbers overall, he's gotten really hot. But I think the thing that really stands out for Vivas is he got a .397 on base percentage, which is fan-friggin-tastic. He walks a lot. He has good power, 159 at-bats, 5 homers, 252 average, 793 OPS for Vivas. And he started really, really bad. His last 40 at-bats, he's been really good, just really putting it all together. I don't know if he's going to be the answer. I don't know if he's going to be the answer. I don't know if they call him up to play second base, but I'll tell you this. I actually am starting to believe that the Yankees will move on from Gleyber Torres. I didn't believe that for a long time. I'm starting to believe it now. I really think there's a real chance the Yankees do move on from Gleyber Torres. I think the Jazz Chism talks are real. I put it in last night with you guys in our group chat. I was told that, of course, Rachel Balkovic is over there now. She's in charge of player development and all that, so she knows the Yankee system. They've already targeted catchers in the Yankee system headed by Augustin Ramirez. I'll say it right now. I do not like the idea of Augustin in the deal for Jazz Chism. I'm not a huge Jazz Chism guy. Would I be upset if the Yankees got him? Do I think he's an upgrade? Maybe. And the Yankees, by the way, anybody sitting there going, he's a center fielder, the Yankees want him for the infield. They do not want him for the outfield. They want to put him back to the infield. If they got him, that is the early rumor right now.
Yeah. I'm pretty much in lockstep with you there. I think I'm a little more of a Jazz guy than a lot of people. I mean, going by what I've seen on the timeline, it's pretty mixed. He's kind of polarizing, but I I like Jazz. I like the flair that he plays with. I like the attitude. I think there is a little bit of maturity that would need to happen. Him coming over here just because the Yankees do things a little bit differently, even this
Yeah.
year when the vibes are a little bit looser and stuff like that.
Mm.
But I will say that if there was ever a year to make a trade for a player like that, it is this season where the
Mm.
vibes have been what they have been with Stroman, Doogie, Soto. Like this is if there was ever a team that could fit a personality like Jazz Chisholm, it's this team.
Mm.
Um, would it be an upgrade over Gleyber Torres? I think defensively, they're probably about the same. I mean, you could argue that Gleyber has been, maybe slightly better, but I don't think there's a huge drop off there between him and Gleyber at second base.
Agreed.
Offensively is what the trade would be for,
Mm.
and offensively it would be a huge difference, I think.
Yeah.
And I just think it also sends a message to the clubhouse that, like, we are, we're making moves, we're trying to win, we're trying to get better options in here. So do I like the move on that front? Yes. When you brought up the stuff about a goose, that's where I get a little bit scared, just
Yeah.
because I really like him. I really like Ramirez.
Yeah.
I think he's a phenomenal player. I agree with you. I agree with Dane. I agree with Kev. I agree with Los. I see this guy as a very, very, very possible option for catcher here in the near future and
Yep.
beyond. And I think he's played himself into this conversation. So if he's the headlining piece going back to Miami and the Jazz deal, it does make it a lot harder for me to love that deal. Even though Jazz is young and he is an upgrade right now, I don't know how I feel about that going into the future. If they
Right.
can find a way to swing that deal and not include Ramirez, and maybe
They do got Jesus Rodriguez in AA, who is
Yes.
tear to cover off the ball as a catcher. So
Yes.
there are other options
Yeah.
because you would know so when I was told the information, I was like, it makes sense, because
yeah.
if you look at the Marlins organization, they have no catching. I mean,
Yeah, they're
no
bereft.
catching.
Yeah, they are.
I think they got
bereft of
two
catching depth.
catchers in the top 30, and they're 25 to 30. So that's
Yeah.
where they rank in the top 30. So they
And
don't
then when you
have
look at
catchers
us-
whatsoever.
And then when you look at us, we're it's a position of strength.
Correct. For
I
a lot
mean,
we
we
have in our
had-
system.
We had Ben Rice has already caught a game for us up here. We got Wells, you got
Yeah, he came
Trevino,
in,
you
yep.
got
Yep.
Narvi, you got a Goose, you got Jesus, you got this. I mean, it's a lot of guys. I would just hope that it wasn't Agustin.
Yeah.
I think there's a way to make the deal without him being the guy. I think if the rumblings are out there as loud as they are, it's because that there is some smoke there. So let's see. I mean, this is where Cashman kind of needs to earn his money, right? If you're gonna
Yep.
make this deal, make the deal, but make the right deal. Don't
Correct. And for a lot of people out there that may be saying, that's probably too much. Here's the thing. Jazz Chisholm isn't a free agent until 2027.
Exactly.
So what's
Lot of
being
control.
sold there is the control more than anything else. And there are certainly some concerns about Jazz. I don't think he's ever played a full year.
Yeah, there's been injuries.
Yeah, he's been injured every single season. So he's never really had a full season of baseball. The most games he's ever played is 124. After that, he hasn't played 100 games. This might be the first year he actually plays 100 games since then. So this is a guy that really hasn't been on the field much. The other name out there is Jonathan India. Is another name that some people are talking about with regards to the Yankees potentially. My understanding is it's been more conversation with Jazz Chisholm, and I think another reason why that exists is because they do got two left-handed relievers that we could really use.
Yeah.
And that is, of course, Tanner Scott, and then you also have Andrew Nardi, who would also make sense for the Yankees. So to also upgrade the bullpen while getting a guy like Jazz Chisholm, and then maybe selling off Gleyber Torres really for anything and just letting the team take his contract, the remainder of it, is maybe the route the Yankees will look to go there, because it could balance some things out. Chisholm's going to be cheap. no matter what. He's probably owed like another 1.25 million for the remainder of the year. So it's nothing crazy. Gleyber Torres owed a bit more. So I could see them just kind of selling them off to a club if you're going to take him for a salary dump almost and take that off our books. But I don't know. I don't dislike Jazz Chisholm as a player. The injury history obviously is a little bit concerning. Would he be, and this might sound a little silly, but this would be up to the Yankees baseball people. Would they believe he would be a major upgrade even over a guy like Yorbit Vivas? Do they believe that Vivas could pop 20 homers at Yankee Stadium, 15 homers, and hit 260? Because if that's the case and play decent defense, he's a lefty bat too. I mean, does that make more sense? He's going to be cheaper for longer. So that's a question for the Yankees baseball people, and more control. That would be a question for them. We got a super chat. Oh, go ahead, Francis. Go ahead.
No. I was just gonna button that up. You're right. I think the real conversation isn't as much as Gleyber versus Chisholm. I think it's more Jazz versus what you already have, and
the
that
cost
would be
of
Vivas,
moving.
And is it worth it? Like, is it worth putting him there and then blocking Vivas and moving Vivas in another deal, or could Vivas be that guy and then we don't have to send the pieces that it would take to get Jazz?
Yeah. Or could Vivas be part of that deal to go on to Jazz? That'd be something they go, that's a replacement now. It's already there. We could put him at second. I know they need an outfield. I don't know what their system looks like, but shout out to my guy over there, Brian De La Cruz. Shout out to you, Brian, my guy over there. Patty Sinclair.
He's a big Pete guy.
He's a Pete guy, okay? Patty Sinclair says, if David Robertson retires, it would mark the first time in MLB history without an active player who won a World Series ring with the Yankees. Wow, that's interesting. It's a crazy-ass stat. Never heard of that before. That's crazy. Coopsy DeVille says, Jazz reminds me much of Torres. I don't want him. I actually think he's very different than Gleyber. Personality-wise, he's very, very different.
Can I just say, I gotta push back on that.
I think he's extremely different.
I gotta push back on that. Let me tell you something about Jazz, guys. Jazz, maybe you don't hear as much of it because I know Yankees fans sometimes get really hyper focused just on our team, and I get it because there's enough to focus on with us. But Jazz Chisholm is a guy who has faced a lot of adversity already early on in his career. Pete spoke about the injuries. There's also been comments about his ethic, his commitment, his maturity. He's had to face a lot of things. He's also, made, comments that reflected poorly on him, things that, made him, be viewed in a negative light. And he's had to answer to those things. And the one thing that I can say, I don't agree with everything that he's said or done in his young career thus far. What I do agree with and champion is the fact that he's continually stepped up to everything. Like, he's gone through these things and showed up and played and said, okay, it is what it is. Like, maybe that was a misstep, maybe it wasn't. But for whatever reason, these things don't seem to affect him between the ears. And that, to me, is what separates him from a guy like Gleyber Torres, because everything with Gleyber Torres happens up here.
Correct.
And it seems like Jazz is able to compartmentalize. Now, remains to be seen if he could do that while wearing pinstripes, right? Because you never know.
Right.
Yeah.
And you got to remember, too, here's another thing about stuff like that. It could also elevate somebody's game.
True.
You know what I mean? It could also elevate somebody's game coming to New York. There's some guys that like that spotlight and go, all right, shit, I'm out of that situation. Look at the situation I'm in now. Let's go.
Yeah.
And you never know what happens.
Why not? This is the perfect situation to put in a call to a guy who the Yankees are very familiar with, in Derek Sanderson Jeter, and say, hey, Jeet, what do you think of this?
What's your take on this? Because Jeet made one great point. Yankees need to get Juan Soto. And look how that's worked. I mean, they need Juan Soto. And look how it's worked out. So, Zoch Apple. Hopefully I said that right. I don't know if I did. My bad if I didn't. Compare Jordan and Judge in June. Jordan had 86 at-bats with a 349 batting average, 30 hits, 7 home runs, 11 walks, 10 strikeouts. Judge had 107 with a 409 batting average, 36 hits, 11 home runs, 16 walks, and 26 Ks. Conclusions: Judge is undisciplined at that plate. Undisciplined, I guess you meant to say. Undisciplined at the plate. I'm guessing he said undisciplined at the plate. I
don't know if I agree with that.
I guess the only thing I will ask on that too is, why are we comparing the two here?
Yeah,
I just don't understand. I don't know what that adds. Aaron Judge being undisciplined to me is a bit wild, because if you look at the months previous to that, the only thing good that Judge was doing was walking in the first month of the year. He was walking a shit ton. He was getting on base. He wasn't really chasing. I think Judge and Soto, they've been a little different this month because they seem like to be pressing a little bit.
Both of them.
You don't really see Soto swinging at first pitches. You don't see that happen. He's done that a lot. Judge has been chasing on 3-1s and things like that instead of walking because I think they're just pressing a bit because they know what we know. It's usually up to them to do something. So I don't know if that's really a fair. And again, NYU's not biased at all. Yordan Alvarez is a great ball player, great ball player.
Phenomenal.
I just don't really see the comparison in that regard and for that one.
Pete, to be honest with you, the first time that I feel like I've seen Judge start really chasing and expanding the zone since his slow start to the season has been these last 2 weeks. So
yeah, it has been, no doubt.
That's why I said I was
No
like,
doubt.
I don't know if that's fair to use the phrase undisciplined. If you're saying he's been undisciplined the last 2 weeks, yeah, I agree with you. I mean, the at bat last night was I think it was the second to last one. I mean, he couldn't lay off with a slider, and he was like feet away from making contact with it. But
Facts.
It's the first time that he's looked like that since the beginning of the season. I'm not ready to say he's undisciplined off of that.
I agree.
And like you said with Soto, I think it's clear that he's pressing because, the team's on a skid and he's trying to make something happen.
Yep, no doubt about it. Let's keep the voicemails going, guys.
Hey, Douglas. Look, last night, Don Boone in the office. So listen, here's my thing. We have just as much faith in Boone as Boone does in his young players. And it's very, very disturbing. Anyways, I want to throw this one out at you too. Who do we normally pinch hit Trevino for late in games? Would it be Austin Wells most of the time? Like, that call last night was just dumb. Just dumb. All right, Pete. NYU for life.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. And of course, everybody feels the same way about that. Everybody feels the same way about that one there. So we'll leave it at that. If you want to hear us talk about the whole Trevi move, swing this one back to the beginning. We kind of started off with that point too, so you'll get it there.
Hey, Pete, Metro King in the house. Hey, it's doing to the underground, and it's Francis Friday.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Congrats on 30K. I know this is going to happen. This team is flatter than a date freak diss track response, and Bad Boone is biting at it on the brain. And with his white toast scuba routine, one of the problems with this team is the way the guys express themselves. First, they told Verdugo only one gold chain. Then Jack Stroman, when he was calling out poor ass, and said that wasn't the Yankee way, but maybe that way needs to update and change with the times. Ticket. I can't believe that in 2024 we never had an Hispanic or black manager. Yeah. But we got Bubbles the Baker, yeah, the wannabe tough guy with the umps until he gets bullied. And doesn't have the balls to call out his team, because if he did, I don't think we'd be playing as bad. That's why I'm challenging Bad Boone to a match at WrestleMania, yeah. And speaking of tough guys, Carlos Rodon, you ain't no tough guy. You're about as tough as a piece of toilet tissue, so knock off this shit and learn how to pitch your dick. And this whole team needs to toughen up and stop listening to Drake in the clubhouse, yeah. Or else they'll be DJing at Dave and Buster's and swimming through the ball pit at Chuck E. Cheese. No day! The Drake must be related to Kamala Harris. Listen, I'm 2% sub-Saharan African, but I don't go around calling myself a black dude. But the Macho King got soul, baby. When I was born, I popped out and slapped the nurses behind. And she said, oh, my. And I said, oh, yeah. So here's to swimming with bone-legged women, dig it. And for Francis, the grandmas, yeah. 'Cause everywhere we go to, the U-Hauls it down like we're supposed to. You can front if you want to, but Spoon will be running this thing. Ooh, yeah! March out!
I should really just start holding his to the end because, There's not much you can do after that. I mean, there really isn't. There really isn't much other places you can go right there. He touched on so many things in that voicemail.
Literally.
I don't even know where to go with it.
Well,
Kev
first
Boogie
things
says that
first.
was a top 5 macho voicemail. I mean, no doubt about it.
Easily. First things first, I want to buy my pay-per-view WrestleMania right now.
100%. I would love to see Macho King versus Aaron Boone in the steel cage. Classic steel cage, the blue cage.
The blue
not
cage.
The blue cage, the classic steel cage. That's what I need to see Boone locked into with Macho King. And Macho King, do me a favor. I just want to be in your corner. That's it. I just want to be in your corner, and that's it. Just in case, if one of the Boone lovers, the supporters, try to run out, I can make sure I'm there to help you out on that one. You probably would have needed with those people running out, but you know what I mean. The majority of them are, probably 112 pounds. Let's get to a couple of super chats we got here. My guy Jonathan Alvarez, he goes, "What's up, my guys? Congrats on 30K. Appreciate you. If Wells is truly the future at catcher and Rice is making his case to lock up first base, where would you play Ramirez?" Well, Augustine has a chance to move everybody away from catcher. He just got that type of potential. He is now ranked higher than Wells has ever been ranked as a prospect. Austin Wells was never in the top 3. Right now, he is ranked 3rd via Baseball America, via NYYU. I'll give you guys a spoiler. He's ranked 2. He's ranked
alert.
2. So a little spoiler alert. My guy Kevin says, "Would you rather get Jonathan India or Jazz Chism? Congrats on your success. God bless you all." I think Jazz. I like both of them. I think Jazz maybe makes a little more sense just because of lefty at Yankee Stadium, and he is more of a pull guy. I think those numbers get inflated a little bit. India's played more second base now, and he does look good at second base. He's an average type hitter. I don't think you could really go wrong with either one, but I feel like Jazz has more control than India does. I don't think India has much control left at all. Let me double check on that. I'm going to tell you guys right now, but I don't think Jonathan India has much time left at all. Give me 1 second and I will verify that. Here we go. No, I'm wrong. It's the same amount of time as Jazz Chisholm. So 2027, 2027. With that being the case, I don't know. That's a real toss up for me.
Yeah.
I might favor India in that regard if that's the case, just because he's been on the field more and he's played more second base and he's better defensively, guaranteed at second base.
That's pretty much that's exactly what I was gonna say. I was gonna say as I consider myself a big Jazz guy, but if there's a way that you can get Jonathan India over here, I think India he does have the edge in that regard. I think he'd be a better leadoff option than Jazz would be. I don't know if they would put Jazz in the leadoff spot over here right away.
Nah, they bat him like 4. They bat him behind Judge.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
you know
they would. You know they would. You know the Yankees
right out the chute. I don't think they do that. But if they got India, I mean, you're talking about pretty solid defense up the middle, which is important. We always talk about this: center field, short, second base, catcher, and we're getting where we need to be. In that strong up the middle conversation. Yep. You get Jonathan India there, you plug him there as the leadoff guy. I really like the way that kind of gives that lineup a facelift. I think if you can do that, if Cashman can find a way to do that, I'm all for it. I am.
Can I say this too real quick? And Francis, we the one thing about NYU is we never bullshit. We never bullshit. We tell you guys what we think. The Yankees could be the greatest team in the world at the moment, and we'll be like, I don't know if I buy it. They could be the worst team in the world, and we could say, I don't know, guys. I think there's something there.
Yeah.
We've been saying this for a while, even though this bad stretch has been horrible, and we're calling the spade a spade. Right now, they suck. They could be doing better. I don't want to hear the shit about injuries. They could be doing better. But what I will say is what we also been saying. This is not, in my opinion, 2022, 2023, because they got Soto. It's not only that. Here's my other thing that I want to address and just say, because stay with me here, folks. This is not crazy. Let's just play devil's advocate here. And let's just say they get one of Jazz Chisholm or Jonathan India, and they become the Yankees' new second baseman. Gleyber's left and he moved on, right? Let's just say that for the hell of it. Okay. We know Jazz Chisholm is in there. Now let's say, because this is not crazy, Stanton's back. Stanton's in there. Jason Dominguez is already working out. He's already running. He's already throwing in the outfield. You probably got maybe another month to go, maybe mid-August, he starts ramping up, he'll be back in August at some point, let's just say. Now you look at that Yankee lineup, and now you go, damn, that's a lineup.
Yeah.
I mean, now you're talking, you got Chism in there, you got Stanton in there, you got Jason Dominguez in there. Who knows what Volpe's going to be doing by then, but you got Soto, you got Judge, you got Wells.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Yankees are real. Believe it or not, no matter what happened last night, Wells is getting more playing time because they know it too. They're dumb. They're not always that dumb. They still fuck things up, but they're not that stupid. They know that Wells is the better player.
Yeah, for sure.
But
for sure,
there's a possibility that you look at that lineup and you go, shit, and John Bertie could be the third baseman. That's another great point. Nate, good job, Nate. John Bertie becomes your regular third baseman, potentially more.
Yeah.
Now you look at that and you go, hopefully the pitching does decent because that lineup is pretty damn filthy. That lineup is pretty. Volpe becomes your 8 or 9 hitter.
Bro. When you put it like that, I mean, essentially that's what I was saying before. I think after we took the first voicemail, I'm not of the belief that it takes this laundry list of things at the deadline. I'm of the belief that there's like one big time move, like not like superstar move, because Jazz wouldn't be a superstar move, India wouldn't be a superstar move,
right?
But it would be a pretty sizable move, and then the relief pitcher move. And I would say 2, get 2 arms or something like that if you can. But in just getting that one move, look at how different the lineup feels. And then when you factor that in with the August schedule that the Yankees have, there's no excuses. It's like if you get the reinforcements that you need, and then you're playing the teams that you're playing in August, bro, we should be right back to where we were at the beginning of this season. There's no reason why they shouldn't be. Even with the pitching, like I know somebody brought up the rotation or whatever, but put it like this. The last 5 wins that we have, Marcus Stroman won 3 of them. Cole won the other 2, right? So Stroman's still been what he's supposed to be, right? Nestor didn't have the best start yesterday, but like you just said, he just had a recent start where he was pretty freaking good. So Nestor's going to be Nestor, right?
Yeah.
Heel, we don't know what's going to happen there. We don't know, but he had looked good in his last couple. Let's see what he looks like against Baltimore. Cole is still ramping up. We think that Cole is going to be Cole, right? If Rodon, we don't know whether he's going to figure it out or not, but we need 3 out of those names. 3.
Correct. Agreed.
To really ride with come October.
Agreed.
Out of the group that we have, you can't tell me that we're not going to have 3. Like we're at least 2 in a possible.
Yeah.
At least 2 in a possible. And when you and maybe people don't like the way that looks, but do you guys remember the rotation that Arizona went with in October last year?
That's right. It's a great point.
You remember? We were looking at some of those guys. We called the game. We were like, we couldn't even pronounce Brandon Fott's name.
Fart. I was calling him Brandon Fart. Is that how you say Fart?
He's like Fart. It's like
Fart. Brandon Fart.
You know what I mean?
Is that his name?
And his numbers
Fart struck him out.
His numbers didn't look cute at all going into whatever. But it's like,
nah, he put it together at the end.
Yeah, it's not to try to look at everything with rose-colored glasses and give you guys booneyisms, because we don't do that shit over here.
No. I don't know how to do that.
We're just saying what Pete said, I think needs to echo, from this episode of All Rise. Like, this is what needs to echo going into the All-Star break.
Yep.
This is not 2022. This is not 2023.
Yep. Agreed. Got a couple of super chats here. Kev Boogie says, a little bribe for my voicemail. Congrats on 30K. We'll get to it. Patty Franks says 30K. Congratulations. And YYU, we love it. And then Danny says, Yanks need a bench clearing brawl with the Orioles this weekend. Hey, a little brawl out there. Okay. Smacky to like, hitty the sub. We're going to get to one more voicemail because Francis got to run, but I'm going to stick around, guys. So I'm going to hang out with you guys. I'm going to get the more voicemails.
There you go.
But let's go ahead and get to a voicemail over. Hey.
Yeah, Pete, Gary again.
Yo.
Just want a couple more points because I didn't want the first email go too long. What is this clown Wachi saying that Cortez had he had great stuff? Dude, when you give up 5 fucking runs in 3 innings, you got great stuff. You're delusional. What the hell are you watching? This clown has been here way too long. Bone, you gotta go. You are the worst frickin' manager in the history of the fucking game. You have no clue. nothing but a goddamn babysitter. We need a man. That's what we need. We need a real man who's going to lead men. Weak men lead the hard times. And you certainly are weak. Go home, play your fucking Taylor Swift shit, swivel your hips,
Swivel
and just go away. We don't need you. Take a powder, go somewhere where you can play your music and have a good time. What us Yankee fans right now, we deserve a hell of a lot more than we're getting. This is crap. So take your shit and get out of town because we don't need you. See you later. Bye.
Funny thing is, today is Austin Wells' birthday. So, great. Austin Wells, happy birthday, my guy. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Also,
Anywho.
too, this is kind of fun. Yeah, anywho, on that one. This is kind of interesting. Paul Skeens is going to be the starter for the National League.
Yeah, I saw that.
He's starting the All-Star game, so pretty
That's
damn
electric.
cool for him.
That's
Yeah, no
electric,
doubt.
man. A rookie starting the All-Star, that's going to be huge, man. That's going to be a lot of
He's
fun.
been absolutely filthy. Chris says, Pete, agree with Danny about the bench clearing brawl. Look, man, at this point, the Yankees just need to win games. If something like that were to wake them up, great. Sounds good to me. But at the end of the day, man, they got to friggin' win games. It's that simple.
I think the fans need the bench clearing ball also so that you guys can hear Pete call that.
Oh my
up
God, I've
game
been waiting for
season.
that, man. I've been waiting for that. So Francis, I'm gonna do you're gonna just sum up a bit today for the fans, and you can hop off.
Yeah, man. Look, man, we said it. Look, I know times aren't the best right now in Yankee land, but I think the tone that we're on right now is the tone that we kind of need to ride into this series against Baltimore, and into this All-Star break. I think this is a very welcome break for a lot of the guys on this team right now. It seems like a lot of people are grinding. People are dealing with things. Soto's dealing with the hand injury. He says he's still going to play the All-Star game. We'll see. But I think this is a welcome moment right now for a lot of guys on this team. Maybe take a little break, step away, reset, recalibrate, and get kind of, ramped up for this second half of the season, because time is flying, man. Before you know it, we'll be sitting here, next to each other live for that 24-hour stream that I can't wait for.
Can't wait.
And yeah, I mean, once that goes quiet, it's like, that would mean that the deadline is behind us and we're in the end game. So
that's right.
I mean,
that's right.
Cash has got his work cut out for him. The boys, from the Bronx have their work cut out for them. Let's see. I said it off cam before we started. I like the pitching matchups that the Yankees have going into this series against Baltimore. We got Cole, we got Heel. We do have Rodon. I know a lot of people aren't too excited about Rodon getting to start that third game. I know there's good reason to be, bro. Good reason to be scared.
Yeah.
But I will say, call me crazy, but I feel like the same way I was saying for Heel, I think this is also going to be a really big start for Rodon. I think he
agreed.
I think he has to be motivated to like kind of change the tune before going into the break and kind of get that bad taste out of everybody's mouth with these last couple of starts. And if he comes out against Baltimore and has a quality start, 6 innings, 3 runs or less, I think that would be huge. Honestly,
no doubt.
I think that would be huge, not just for him and his confidence, but for the team overall. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm sorry, guys. I got to jump off. I got an appointment, so I gotta go to the appointment.
It's all good, my guy. We appreciate you.
We got to stay healthy. We got to make it through this season, guys.
Trust me, they're putting the Yankees are putting our health at risk at this point. So no doubt about it. All right, bro.
All right, brother. I'll see you later.
No doubt about it. Guys, we're going to continue on here with voicemails, of course. We do got a super chat here from Gates of Above. Would Paul Skeens start, give us better all-star jerseys? Those things are ugly. They are absolutely garbage, is what I would say about those. I think they are absolutely terrible. I don't know what the hell they were thinking with those jerseys. They are absolute ass. Nobody is wrong about that. Let's keep the voicemails going, guys. We got a ton today, so I want to stay later and get as many as we can get to here. Oh, let me do a refresh. My bad, guys. Give me 1 second. Let me refresh this baby up. And we will keep them going. There we go.
Petey, Francis.
Yo.
Hope the grandmas are doing well. I got an idea. when the Yankee team plane took off last night, they should have told Boone the cupcakes are on fire. You got to go back and get them, and then shut the door and take off. Just leave them in Tampa. Try 3 games with somebody else. See what happens. I mean, but the Yankees have no balls. I mean, I was at that game last night, and it was embarrassing. How do you have that many people on, and how do you take out your hottest hitter for a guy who doesn't lift the bat off the shoulder? Yeah, granted, they were balls. The one was right down the fucking middle. But the other 2, yeah, they're questionable, but you know what? I think we were all taught as a kid, don't let the umpire make a decision for you. Swing the fucking bat. That's why you're there.
That's a good.
I mean,
correct.
Austin Wells could have stood there and watched 5 pitches, but
correct
6 pitches, whatever it was. But you guys enjoy the day. Hopefully Hal remembers that his last name is actually Steinbrenner.
He doesn't.
And has some balls and fires somebody.
No,
but
not gonna happen.
That'll never happen. So, Pete, maybe you can go fire Aaron Boone and Trevino and Gleyber Torres and whoever the hell else. But hey, see you guys later. Francis, tell the grandmas we said hi, and see you guys in September.
Appreciate you, my guy. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you. Let's keep them going, baby.
Hey, good morning, Pete. How you doing?
Yo.
This is William Henry.
What's up,
Thanks
my
for
guy?
pointing out and emphasizing about the game last night that Trevino should not have pinch hit for Wells. So it was great, and I'm glad you emphasized that. Wanted to talk a little bit about Hal and the players. When Hal said in the summer of 2021, when the Yankees were not doing well, this is on the players, that's when I knew this organization is in serious trouble. I know we get all frustrated with the players. I do as well. But think about this. How did the players get to be on the Yankees? They didn't just walk into the stadium and say, hey, I'm here. No. Cashman brought him in.
Correct.
Cashman in the organization. So
Correct.
who put the players there? Cashman.
Yep.
Who's not bringing up the prospects? Cashman.
Yep.
Who does not hold the players accountable? Boone. Who keeps playing over-the-hill players? Boone. This is an organizational lack of leadership problem. And for this organization to keep blaming the players, they can only do what they do. Boone doesn't bring the best out of the players. But again, lack of leadership, lack of coaching. Pete, please keep using you and your team in NYU, and everybody in the chat to put pressure on this organization and start by firing Boone. That's the most realistic move that they might be likely to make. Doubtful, but they have to start somewhere, and it starts with firing this Boone, who should never have been hired. He has no qualifications, and he has no feel for the game, and he has no courage either. He has no confidence to make any moves that are not the safe, traditional ones, like putting a righty, Trevino, in last night. And by the way, if you look at the back of these guys' baseball cards, like Trevino, it has a picture of trash on it because he's not even any good. So, Pete, I'm out. You're the best. Take care.
Thank you, man. William Henry, I appreciate it. And look, again, just the thing with Trevino, it just makes no sense. I mean, there's nothing that backs that move up that as a manager, you can say, wait a second, guys, this and this and this is the reason why I did it. And even if there was backup on it, I still don't agree with it because I do believe in a hot hand. I think the hot hand means something. And, you know, I just... It's a struggle to me. It's a struggle to me with what this team thinks in the moment. It's just odd to me. I don't get it. I never will get it. And he's right. Aaron Boone is the easiest move to make of shaking something up and getting rid of somebody. And somebody asked me, they said, hey, if the Orioles now sweep the Yankees, do you think Boone is gone? And my answer is what it's been. No. Aaron Boone is not going to go away. The Yankees could get swept. They can be right there behind Boston almost. They can be, 5 games behind the Baltimore Orioles, and the Yankees wouldn't make a change. I'll put money on that the Yankees wouldn't make a change. I don't believe it. I don't believe they would.
Morning, Pete. Last. I think I'm going to speak for everybody. I just want Boone out of here. I don't care. I want a fresh, clean slate for the second half. Start over, send a major message to all the players. DJ needs to be released. I don't care if he hits a single or two. He needs to go, man. He's
all he's
dragging
gonna
this
do.
whole team down.
Yep, it's all he's going to do.
Just we can't have a guy out there looking like he's got a piano on him every day. It's just not a good look.
Facts.
Torres, need to trade him. I don't care what you get for him. Same thing. Just can't have a guy who doesn't pay attention every day. I want Trevi out of here. It's been a nice run. He can frame pitches. Time's up. I want Wells in there almost every day. Get somebody else to back him up until you can get Goose up here or have Rice back him up. You know, whatever works. It's not hard to figure out.
Yeah.
And a lot of you guys aren't going to like this, but if you can find a team that'll take Rodon, do it. See if you can get Jack Flaherty or somebody.
Yeah, that won't happen during the year,
or
though.
Call up, you know, one of the AAA guys, whatever. I'm not convinced he's got it, man. I wanted him here as much as you did.
Yep.
I'm not convinced he's going to turn it around.
Agreed. I'm starting to lean that way.
It's just too much emotion, too much. I don't know what it is. I'm just starting to see a situation that's kind of starting to fall apart for him. I think he'd just do better in a different environment. Maybe
Agreed.
I'm wrong, but if
You're
I
not.
could find
I don't
somebody
think
who
you're
would take it or most of that contract, I would swing a deal.
Yeah.
Get Goose up here as soon as possible and Vivas up here to play second. And I think we could have a decent second half and still make the playoffs. Thanks, Pete. See ya.
No doubt about it. First, last, great voicemail. And yeah, I don't think that will be something now, but I do think there's a real chance you'll see that happen in the offseason. If this type of trend continues, I really do believe, that's something you can definitely see in the offseason. That would not shock me one bit, not at all. I could see them doing that and moving on from him, which is kind of shocking, right? Nobody kind of really expects that, but yeah, I mean, I think there is a real possibility that could happen.
Hey, Pablo, what's going on, my guy?
Yo!
Jason from San Antonio, Texas.
What up?
Repping the NY Yankees down here in Astro Town, brother.
Let's go,
You
brother.
know, I've been thinking about this man a lot lately, and the problem with this Yankees organization, and I mean organization from top to bottom, is twofold. One, they don't play with any energy. There's no hustle. There's no need to do something right now. From Hal to Brian to
Urgency.
Baboon, our stupid manager, listen to them talk. They're all monotone, no energy, no need to do anything right now. A lot of defending themselves.
Yep.
And not the actions of their team and the actions of their players. So that's the first problem. Second problem is there's no accountability. We've been through that 100 times. We all know what that is. So until Hal grows a pair of balls and sends Cashman to the moon with his buddy Boone and his Playboy bunny wife, this team is going to continue to regress from the 2017 ALCS damn near champions we should have been if it wasn't for those cheating Astros and the wires shoved up by Altuve's ass. But this team is going backwards. It's gone backwards every year, and now it's just pathetic.
Yep.
And Hal needs to grow a pair of balls and do something about this, or this team is going to be bad for years now. Anyways, take it easy, my guy. Love what you guys are doing over there, NYYU.
Thank
Let's
you,
go
brother.
Yanks, man. Fingers crossed.
Thank you, my guy. Appreciate you. And yeah, your voicemail, look, everybody's saying it. The voicemail's spot on. The voicemail's spot on. Everybody knows it. We all know it. Smart Yankee fans know it. We understand what's going on over here. We understand it. We get it, man. We get it. We really get it. We really understand it. We know what this team is all about. We know what the problems are. We know what they have to do. But he's so right about the urgency, guys. And I've been saying this. I gave Aaron Boone 2018, and I said, guys, give him a year, first-year manager. Let's see if this stuff kind of changes. And it hasn't, guys. He's been the same guy since when he started. There's been no difference. He's so right what he said about the urgency. This team is a team that could get punched in the face. Bam, 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 bam. And everybody's going, bro, put your hands up. Put your hands up. Block it. Move. Dodge. Duck. Block it. It's okay. You could block it. And they just don't. They just don't. They just keep going with the same thing again and again and again and again and again and again. And that's what they are. No urgency. No, he's right. The monotone voices. Well, I think it's kind of right there in front of us.
I just felt like it was kind of bullying, frankly.
It's the same shit. Where is the urgency? Where is enough of this shit? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Where is it? That's the problem. Everything is okay. Not everybody was on the boat with me. A lot of people said I was nuts. Oh, you're wrong, P. You this, you that, you this, you that. Now they're all coming along. Jack Curry, a man with an ear to the Yankees every single day. When Curry says it, other people are saying it. Where's the urgency? Where's the urgency? They don't play with any. We're going to give it one more voicemail, guys, and we're going to wrap up today.
Hi, Pete. My name's Phil. I've been a diehard Yankee fan for like 59 years now. And I've watched your show for quite a while, and I think it's great. I think you're great.
Thank you.
By far the best I've ever seen. So keep up the good work, man. You're fantastic.
Appreciate
as far as the
Thank
Yankees, I've hated Boone and I've hated Cashman for more years than I can say. They're terrible. You keep hearing these people say, "Oh well, if the Yankees fired them, they'd be grabbed up right away." Let them. Take them, please.
Thank you.
Last night's game, I watched and I saw something that to me said it all in one snapshot. And that was after Trevino got called out on strikes, he goes back to the dugout and he's throwing his stuff around, showing emotion, etc. The camera caught Boone. He's standing there like a deer in the headlights. No expression, no emotion, didn't say a word, like he was afraid to say anything.
Yep.
In the meantime, his pitching coach, Blake, went nuts and got thrown out of the game. I mean, if there's anything that in a snapshot says everything about Boone, that was it. The first time I called you, I'm sure I'll call you more. I don't want to make this too long. And again, God bless you. You do a wonderful job. I love watching you, and I think you have a fantastic show. Keep up the good work. Thanks, man.
Thank you, Phil. I really appreciate that, man. Great voicemail and a lot of very, very valid and good points there that we all feel as Yankee fans. The way they just go about their business, it's absolutely insane. And you're right. One of the funniest things, and I'm gonna close up here with this. I love when they say that too. Well, if they got rid of Boone and Cashman, they'd get a job immediately. What is that? So what does that have to do with the Yankees situation? If I got a resume and on my resume goes, this guy was a bank manager for 10 years. And I just go, and my manager goes with me, goes, hey, look, the numbers are down. This is the third time I've had to say this. Whatever. We got to get rid of you. We got to part ways. Does that mean another bank wouldn't hire me for their situation? I mean, it's the weirdest thing. It's not a flex, what I'm trying to say here. This is not something you brag about. It's a weird brag and it's a weird flex. Well, if we got rid of Boone and Cashman, somebody else is going to hire them. Well, yeah. I mean, why not? Their situation could be different than ours. It's not a flex to say that. It's just very, very weird that is what is. Michael Kay says it. Well, I mean, it'd be the most sought after guy available. So what? What does that have to do with us and our situation? It didn't work here. That's all it is. The situation did not work here. It might work better in Cincinnati. It might work better for the Mets. It might work better for the Red Sox. It might work better for the Marlins. Doesn't mean it worked for us. It didn't work. Does that mean they should retire and never get a job again? It's ridiculous. It's not a flex. I hear it a lot. Well, I mean, if they got rid of him, somebody else is going to pick him up. Yeah, they probably. What does that mean? there's another opening that a team might go, I think he could fit us. Let me go interview for this job. That's the way life works. If my resume goes bank manager, I get fired from a bank. I look at another bank and that bank goes, you fit our needs. We interviewed you. We like you. You're hired. Should I retire and go home? Because it's the Yankees. That's how the Yankees think. It really is. It just feels like that's the way the Yankees think. I don't know what to say anymore. But guys, you are the best. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. And again, guys, we got a ton of voicemails left over. I tried to go a lot longer than I normally do on All Rise. We did about an hour and a half today. Game tonight. I don't know if there's going to be one, just so everybody is aware, to give you an update. Weather is not looking great on where I am. I'm about three plus hours away from Baltimore, but even Baltimore, the weather is not supposed to be great. We'll see what happens. Of course, I'll keep you guys updated. If there's any breaking news, I will be here for you guys as always. But again, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us this morning. Such a fun show to always do. I love doing All Rise in the morning with you guys. With that being said, I am out. Have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you guys for Game Season Live later tonight. Peace.
Can't make a promise, but I do my best. 25 sitting on 25 racks. Just got started, no, we ain't done yet. Bought a new crib, that's a goddamn flex. Sign that check. Told them last year that I been up next. Can't take calls, but I send that text. From way